All right, good morning, traders. Today is February 3rd, Rabbit 2025. My name is John Kerrigan, and I moderate the BYOB Trading Room. Thank you for being here. Thank you to everybody out there in digital land and cyber land and podcast land. Thank you so much for finding value in my content. I'm honored that you've chosen my content to help you with your education. All right. So my SPY morning pivot is 601. Above it, I'm a bull. Below it, I'm a bear. All of the Fab Five except for Diamond Dow still in daily uptrends. SPY and IWM made bearish engulfing candles. I think they both made higher highs, and they definitely made lower lows. Closing underneath their bullish traps and underneath their 17 EMAs. Diamond Dow made a bearish engulfing candle as well, closing inside a bullish trap over the 17 EMA. FNGU, QQQ made higher highs and higher lows, closing under bearish traps under their 17 EMAs. SPY closed with a horrible 2-hour downtrend and a 10-minute downtrend to go with it. Gold made a new all-time high. Silver, still in an uptrend, made a lower high and a lower low, closing over a bullish trap over the 17 EMA. UNG, USO, both still in uptrends. UNG made a lower high and a lower low, closing under a bearish trap under the 17. USO made a lower low and a lower high, closing under a bearish trap under the 17 EMA. US dollar index jumped this morning from what I can see. Still in a downtrend, closed near the 108.16 area. All right, if it takes out the all-time highs for 2025, that will negate the downtrend and convert the uptrend. Good morning, Stefan. All right, let's go take a look at some charts this morning. All right, here's the dollar. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and get a few things cranked up here and kind of get them going, and then we're going to go see some charts right now. All right, so we got that, and then there's one more. I got to get the earnings going. And earnings. All right, got some big earnings. All right, let's start off with SPY. Let's take a look at it on a cleaner chart. We'll come back to this one. All right, so here's SPY. Let's take a look at it on the 10-minute first. All right, so on the 10-minute, you can see right here, all right, we got the yellow line and the candles underneath the gray or the white line. That's the 8 EMA. So we got the 3 EMA and the candles. That's the price action. Underneath the 8, a falling 8 and a falling 17. Okay, and you can see a little bit of space between the 3 and the 8 coming right into this shaded section. That would be the close of Friday. All right, so 10-minute downtrend going into the close. 2-hour chart. Okay, 2-hour, we got kind of the same thing going on. Had a little bearish cross here. Okay, so price action came down underneath here. All right, you can see the yellow underneath the white now, so we crossed down through. Got a 2-hour downtrend going into the close. On the daily chart, all right, on the daily chart, we have a bearish engulfing. It made a nice attempt at taking out the high right there. Okay, we were ever so close to popping a new high, and then things just crashed. They just crashed right there. So we got a higher high and a lower low, bearish engulfing, closing underneath. You can see the bearish cross here. All right, that's underneath the bull trap, really. And then underneath this 17 EMA. It looks like it's green, but I think they closed underneath it there. Anyways, the post market definitely closed underneath it. And then this morning, we're definitely underneath that too. So underneath the 17 and underneath that bullish trap. All right, so there's SPY. Still in a daily uptrend. All right, now, see this candle here? this will be a downtrend starting today. All right, so see how comes down below the 17 right here on the daily chart. Well, they just made a lower low, so that starts the downtrend today. We'll see what today's candle. It might not even print down here. They may start it up here. Okay, and if they don't take out that low when they open up in the morning, the uptrend will be intact. Right now, it's looking like probably going to be a downtrend. Again, it's just a label, okay? So that will commence the downtrend, breaking below this candle that happens to break below the 17 EMA there. All right, you can see price action currently is underneath the prior all-time high anchored VWAP. Okay, and then the all-time high, which is right there, kind of should move this candle up there. I don't know why. Yeah, there we go. And we closed underneath the all-time high anchored VWAP. So we closed over it, underneath the all-time high, over the prior all-time high, right there. Let's take a look at something else. All right, this is something I usually don't share with everybody, but I just want to point it out. And that's not what I'm looking for, but it's coming. I think I got it right here. Yeah, here we go. All right. All right, so this is yesterday's candle, okay? Big red candle. Notice, like these two right here didn't pop up over, the yellow line. We didn't have defined area through here, so I'm not too keen on being bullish through here. It's just kind of in a waffle zone right there. You notice we almost made a new all-time high yesterday. Okay, and you notice the candle's red. This candle's red, but we came darn close to making a new all-time high in the morning right there. So I'm seeing bullish volume. Looks like it's kind of drying up. All right, just want to point that out. That's what I'm picking up on this chart. See how the rally up there got all bullish and up over the 9 EMA on the BZO, got all bullish and got us all the way up to a new all-time high. Notice on the recovery from the DeepSeek news, didn't quite get that. You notice that? All right, and we came back to the same location basically. So didn't see that. So I think the bulls are probably going to take a month off. We'll see what happens unless they recover this today. That was a big candle yesterday. That was a loud statement. That was an igniting move. We'll see what happens, all right? So there's SPY. Maybe some big cap earnings come in and things start to flip around. But I'm picking up on probably the bulls are going to take a couple weeks off vacation in February. Maybe longer, maybe the whole month, all right? February is typically a pretty good month. We'll see what happens, all right? Got to get up over this prior all-time high anchored VWAP. That will be a start. Who knows how much further we come down. If we come down and test the lows right here, and that's a possibility, all right? We're breaking through an M pattern right through here. Price goes up, all right, creates a peak, comes down, makes a valley, back up, makes another peak, and you can guess again, now we're headed back down to where the valley left off, and we got underneath it. All right, if we don't recover this area here, there's a good chance we get an H pattern rollover and come back down and visit those lows. All right, we'll see what happens, but I'm picking that up on the VZO. Possible melting into this valley right through here. All right, because we got below this valley, there's a good chance we come down here and visit this. We'll see what happens, all right? So there's SPY on the daily chart, all right? I just wanted to point that out on the VZO with you. I don't usually go through indicators, but that's one of the ones that I find that's a little more reliable. All right, so let's go hit the daily game plan for this morning, and that's right here. All right, let's start it out on the 5-minute, and let's back out a little bit, maybe go to the 10. All right, so my SPY pivot 601, above it I'm a bull, below it I'm a bear. All right, that's a tall order for them to recover 601. Remember, they're at 590. Let's just call it 593. All right, we'll give them a little bit of a benefit of the doubt. All right, 593 up to 601. That's a tall order. All right, especially when the 10-day ATR is 697. All right, so I don't think we're getting anywhere near 601 today. And you can see price structure broke below. There's some candles right through here that were like a brick. There's a brick of candles here, and there was another brick of candles here, and we got, no, here they are right here. There's a brick of candles right here, and we got below that brick right there. So price action has to come back up through there, but I don't think we're going to break through 599.36. So look at these two anchored VWAPs. I've got one anchored off the prior all-time high. That's the pink one. All right, and then the blue one, which I think is anchored off the January 13 low right here. Let me just make sure. I think that's the 13. Yeah, the 13. That's the blue one. Now I would expect for price to probably ping pong around, bounce around, or pinball around right in between these two, up and around them. Maybe a spike candle above, come back down, spike candle below. But I would expect them to maybe spend some time through here. Watch this consolidation over there if we're up over it or under it, or if we just kind of trade in the same range as this consolidation here on the 27th. All right. So watch us there if we're underneath it or if we're over it. But I expect a little price action to bounce around in through here. We'll see what happens, all right? So 10-minute, okay, up over 603.75. That's green erases red. That's your beginning entry for me, 603.75. Probably going to get a better read on the market once we open up, and I can see where everybody's selling. It's hard right now because of such a huge drop from 601. Clear down to 591. It's a $10 drop. Hard to get a read on the market at this time. So SPY game plan over 603.75. I'm a bull. All right, and underneath 599.36. I'm a bear. So I'll be looking for 10-minute downtrends underneath 599.36. All right, it's going to be difficult because they dragged. See how VWAP got dragged from 605. Clear down to 593. All right, so it's going to be hard for us to get a 10-minute downtrend under VWAP in order to take that red erases green trade. It's just going to make it very difficult for us today. All right, so bear in mind, we'll look for price to fall apart near resistance. Could find some resistance at 596.54. We'll see what happens. All right. So there's SPY. Let's go back to the daily chart. Got a lot to go through today, and I don't know if I'll get through it all. All right. Let's hit up QQQ. And let's hit the daily chart. Go down to the scratch. Okay. Another one. Almost a bearish engulfing. Higher low, higher high. But yet closed underneath the bearish trap or the bearish cross. And underneath the 17, but just over the all-time high anchored VWAP. Just over it right there. So we'll see what happens today. All right, so there's QQQ. Game plan for QQQ. I haven't quite designed it yet, but we can do it together right now. I don't really have a whole lot of time, but let me just see where I would want to put it. Okay, so let me just. Computer's running a little bit slow this morning, so it's kind of finicky and things don't drag when I want them to drag. All right, so pivot. is definitely going to be underneath this. And I would probably want it, yeah, right there. It's going to be my pivot. All right, 521.46. That's not far from where we were. All right, and bearish red erases green. Definitely want to be underneath these right here. Okay, red erases green there. 517.73. Okay, so 517. Okay, so underneath there, 10-minute downtrend. I don't think you're going to get it under VWAP because they pop VWAP way down. But 10-minute downtrend underneath that would be interesting to take. And for the bulls, I definitely want to take out this wick right up there. Right about there. Okay, so price over 523.16. So we'll change that to 523.16. And that didn't work. Let's try it one more time. 523.16. What is going wrong? I told you things are a little finicky this morning. All right. There we go. All right, so there's the QQQ game plan. Again, we're going to want Friday options. All right, so we want 4 DTEs. All right, or 11. Okay, so 4 or 11 DTEs on those options. All right, so we'll see what happens. There's QQQ game plan if you want to snap a photo of that. All right, I'll get a photo and get it posted later on. All right, so we got the bearish under 517.73, the bullish at 523.16. Again, big gap down kind of throws everything out the window. So we'll see what happens. There's QQQ. Let's go take a look at some of the other indexes on the daily chart. Start with IWM. All right, IWM candle for Friday right here. Okay, so another bearish engulfing. See it? Came up high over here. Okay, so higher high, lower low, closing underneath, bullish trap. It was a bullish trap till we got this down here. Underneath the bullish trap, underneath the 17 EMA. Okay, price action underneath the all-time high anchored VWAP. Price action underneath the upper third. So just kind of neutral, but on the bullish side of neutrality there. Same with QQQ. Let's see what we got on QQQ. QQQ still bullish, still in the upper third. SPY. SPY still bullish, still up in the upper quadrant. Okay, so still bullish there. All right, they might start downtrends, but they'll still be in the bullish thing, unless of course in the bullish quadrant. Unless of course they come back down here and break that low, and then they'll be back to neutral on the bullish side of neutrality. All right, so there's SPY. Let's take a look at Diamond Dow. All right, Diamond Dow. Diamond Dow, not a bad day. Bearish engulfing, just like some of the others, but a higher high and a lower low. But look at closing inside a bullish trap, still over the 8. All right, the others are underneath the 17. Diamond Dow closing inside the bullish trap, over the rising 17, over the all-time high anchored VWAP. Maybe a rally today. We'll see what happens. So there's Diamond Dow. Let's take a look at FNGU. All right, FNGU got higher low and a higher high, closing under the trap and underneath the 17, and just on top of the all-time high anchored VWAP. And if we back out and we look at this, you can see we're right up here in quadrant 4. That's still bullish. Again, a lot of these, it depends on what they give us for a candle today. If we break these lows below the 17s, that will negate the uptrends and convert them to downtrends. Okay, I was talking about that earlier on SPY. Well, the same thing applies for FNGU and QQQ. So we'll see what happens, all right? Got to open up the markets first. A lot of stuff could happen before the markets open. Earnings could come out. We'll see what happens, all right? So there's FNGUs. Take a look at our technicals, all right? T2101, and you can see we're down here 1989, so we spent the day inside the bearish chop zone right here, 1989, right through there. I don't know what happened to my other one, but we'll find it after. All right, on T2120, there it is, T2122. All right, you can see us in the seller's chop zone right there. We fell out of the buy zone all the way down to the seller's chop zone. All right, I'll bet we spend the whole day inside the seller's chop zone and probably lean on the sell zone. All right, because we failed to make a higher high there. All right, so we'll probably be chopping it around right in here and probably knocking on the door of the bull sell zone today. All right, good chance for that. All right, on T2123, see which one we got set up. On the 15-minute. Okay, this is Friday's price action. Okay, nice big bully at the beginning of the day, and then things fell out of bed right there. And then we got underneath, see how start at the beginning of the day, went from red, then we transitioned straight to, we went up green, and then we transitioned right to red. Still up over rising 200 SMA. That's good news. All right, let's take a look at it on the 3-bar chart. Okay, again, price putting in 3 more green candle bars there. Looks like it's closing in on the flat 200. Never know, we could get up there today. All right, anything could happen. We'll see what happens. T2123. Let's take a look at FNGU. I don't seem to have it here. It's the wrong one. FNGU. Let's just pop it in right here. All right, so FNGU, Friday's price action. Looking for the 31st. Going to put it on the 15. Okay, so here's FNGU. Same thing, all right? Bully at the beginning of the day. Got up over the 200 and then got rejected there. So back down under for the rest of the day. So buying and selling. So right back to where they were. So it's just kind of neutral. You see that? See what I say? When you go up and then they give it up, that's just neutral. Go up, give it up, that's neutral. But they did create a little higher low. But let me just say, this ain't helping over here. So that's FNGU. Back underneath the flat 200 there. So couldn't quite consolidate on top there. That's what we were looking for. All right. So again, we got some consolidation here under prior consolidation. Not a good look. All right. Not for the bulls. Consolidation under prior consolidation is a bearish environment. All right. Let's go take a look at a few sectors. Oh, this is going to be rich. I don't know which one I left off with. Let's try this one. That will work. All right. Let's take a look at, what do I want to look at first? Let's take a look at XLE. All right. Here's XLE. And let's take a look at it on the daily chart. Okay. So XLE put in, I got to tell you, what looks like a exhaustion candle right down here. So there's XLE. Price action, all right, is underneath the downtrend line right here. Underneath this downtrend line, it's underneath the midpoint. Okay, that's on the bearish side of neutrality right there. It's underneath this 12-month high anchored VWAP. I'm just going to call it 12-month high right there. All right. Price action is still in a downtrend. All right. Remember, it's just a label. Okay. We're in a downtrend because we popped these lows right here, and we popped this low and then this low. All right. So in order for us to get bullish or get that uptrend status, they have to break these highs up here or make a lower high and then come back up and take it out. Right now, looks like they made a lower high. So looking for price action to find some support, maybe through here. This 85.50, 87.55 area for the XLE. And maybe they could find themselves back up there. So that's the 12-month high anchored VWAP right there. Okay, or no, that's the all-time high. I'm thinking of UNG. All right, that's the all-time high right there for XLE. So you can see they're underneath that all-time high anchored VWAP. So it's possible they come back up here and challenge this downtrend line. Let's take a look at UNG. Since I'm talking about UNG, all right, UNG still in an uptrend. All right. Did not take out this low. I said if it takes that low out, it will lose uptrend status. It made a higher low, all right, so far, and now it's jumping up here. But Friday's candle, we'll see where it opens up. Friday's candle is a lower high and a lower low, closing under the bearish trap under the 17 in the buy box here, right at, now this is the 12-month high anchored VWAP right there. Okay, that's the 12-month high anchored VWAP. You can see price action in the buy box right there for UNG. That's my buy box, all right? You might have your own, but that's what I chose to be my buy box. And you can see price action comes down and tags that 12-month high anchored VWAP. It's usually a wonderful location for a reversal to happen. And lo and behold, look what we got. Got a huge bounce over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days of trading right there. Nice bounce on UNG on the daily chart. Still in an uptrend. All right. It has been moving down. Seems to be moving in the other direction now. We'll see. All right. So there's UNG. Let's take a look at USO. All right. Can remember we just looked at XLE. Just looked at UNG. Let's take a look at USO. This is petroleum, crude oil. Price action for Friday, all right? Again, they're gapping up as well. Price action for Friday, lower high, lower low, got into the buy box. That's my buy box. Lower high, lower low, closed under a bearish trap and under the falling 17 there, but over the all-time high anchored VWAP. That's an old all-time high, though. No, it's not even the all-time high. That is a 3-year high anchored VWAP right there. Obviously, can't be the all-time high. It's over here. All right, so over a 3-year high anchored VWAP. Price action is still in the upper third. All right, so up in the upper third, that's bullish. Barely hanging on to the upper third, not by much though. All right, on USO, kind of bouncing right off of the buy box right there. They may flake out and come back down here, give us a good pickup. And then again, if they hit this would probably be a great place for a reversal. Is right here under the buy box. We'll see. There's USO. All right, let's take a look at silver and gold. Let's take a look at gold. Gold's going to be easy. Made a new all-time high on Friday. Okay. All right. If it's making new all-time highs, there's a good chance it's closing with higher highs and higher lows over the trap and over a rising 17, and of course over the all-time high anchored VWAP up in quadrant 4. Those all can be said anytime you see one of these make a new all-time high. All right. It's a good chance. It's probably a 95% chance that all those statements exist. It's up in quadrant 4, over the all-time high anchored VWAP, over the trap, and over the rising 17. Okay, so it's making new all-time highs. Of course, they're all true for gold. On Fridays, take a look at silver. Silver's in an uptrend. All right, silver got themselves in an uptrend. They made a higher low. There's the highs over the 17. They made higher highs. Okay, there was a high there. They made higher highs. So silver's in an uptrend. Not moving up real fast, but it's in an uptrend. Friday's price action. Lower high, lower low. Closing over a bullish trap over the 17 EMA. Closing over this 12-year high anchored VWAP. That's just a 12-year high. Okay, over that 12-year high anchored VWAP. On the bullish side of neutrality, okay, so look, they went down and they gave it up, all right? And then don't forget, they went up and then they gave it up, all right? So everything just on the bullish side of neutrality here. We'll see what happens. If they get themselves into an uptrend that continues on over this all-time high anchored VWAP, it'll be interesting. Look for 35 to be the number, all right? So watch for this to happen. Daily uptrend on silver, or 2-hour uptrend up over this all-time, this 12-year high anchored VWAP. You could see numbers like 35 in the near future for silver, maybe around late March. All right, take some time to get there, but I think they can get there. Okay, so there's silver on the daily chart. Let's take a look at SMH. SMH's in a downtrend. They got themselves in a downtrend, taking out that low. Again, they go up and they give it up. All right, I say this all the time. So it's just neutral. All right, so closing on the bullish side of neutrality, underneath the all-time high anchored VWAP. That's the pink line. All right, just in quadrant 3 right here. So just neutral on the semiconductors. XLK is our technology sector. Okay, technology sector a little better off. Okay, notice they're up in quadrant 4. Okay, they're still in an uptrend, but if they happen to pop these lows right here, or this low right here, they will negate the uptrend and convert the downtrend. Okay, SMH already did it. XLK is still hanging on. Okay, so technology right here, higher low, higher high, closing under a bearish trap under the 17, underneath the all-time high. Well, that's prior all-time high, because this is the all-time high. Okay, remember they did that not last Friday, but the Friday before. They made this new all-time high in technology right there. So that's the all-time high. So definitely underneath the all-time high anchored VWAP, and definitely underneath the prior all-time high anchored VWAP. Again, up here in the upper third, well, it's up here in quadrant 4. That's bullish. All right, we'll see if they can hang on to that flag up there, because that's what they got, a bull flag. See, the flagpole moves up, and then you got the fabric part of the flag right through here. Okay, up here in quadrant 4. Let's take a look at, that was technology. Let's take a look at XLI. We'll run through them quick. I'm going to try anyways. All right, XLI, still in a downtrend. Why? Because it hasn't taken out this high. It's just a label. All right. Price action was not moving down, moved back up into quadrant 4, and they closed Friday with a higher high and a higher low underneath a bearish trap, but over the rising 17, over the all-time high anchored VWAP, and up here in the upper third, that's bullish. All right, now you notice this candle, they start closing candles below the upper third, and now they're just going to be neutral on the bullish side of neutrality. That's the midpoint here. So there's XLI, still bullish. We'll see where today's candle plots out this evening. Let's take a look at XLU. Here's utilities. See, we got a little peak over the 17. So they made a new high, a higher high. So they're in an uptrend. Okay, price action, higher low, higher high, closing under a bearish trap, and it's hard to see. So much going on. And over the 17 EMA, over the all-time high anchored VWAP. Okay, notice they went up and they give it up. Again, we're getting a lot of that. Okay, price goes up and then they give it up. All right, what we want to see as traders is price goes up and they hold that higher ground. Okay, or they just keep continuing to go up. That works just as well. All right, it's better when they make a little a platform or build floor number 2. All right, and then lift off over that. Okay, that's much better, because then they have something to fall back to. All right, But if they want to go up and just keep going up, hey, that's fine with me as well. But again, they're having struggles moving up and holding the higher ground. So there's XLU. Again, just on the bullish side of neutrality. Okay, XRT, all right. Here we go with the retail sector. All right, retail sector still in an uptrend. All right, and then after 30 days of a pullback to the uptrend line, they started going up again. All right, looks like they're falling out of bed this morning. All right, so XRT on the daily chart. Friday's price action, lower high, lower low, closing underneath bearish cross or the bullish strap over the rising 17, over the uptrend line, and they were right here in the upper third, just barely right up there. So that was bullish, leaving off Friday. Okay, won't be bullish if this is where they plot their candle for today. So we'll see XRT. All right. Still in an uptrend. Again, it's just the label, all right? But they were moving down for 30 days, quite long. Last one, IYT. Here's our transports. Horrible red candle on Friday. Got a higher high and a lower low. Bearish engulfing all the way down here. They were looking good up here in quadrant 4. It was really bullish. And you can see they're no longer in the upper third. All right, if this is the midpoint right there. So they're no longer in the upper third because that's the line up there. We'll see if they can respect this uptrend line right here and bounce off of it. All right, that'll be the test today. So we're going to take this out because that doesn't belong there. And we're going to take that out. That doesn't belong there. And we're going to take that out because that doesn't belong there. Okay, let's just stick with what we got here. So here's our uptrend line for the daily chart. All right. All right, let's go hit the economic package. See if we can get through that without an issue. All right. On the economic calendar, what do we got today? PMI manufacturing final 9:45. ISM manufacturing index 10 o'clock. Construction spending 10 o'clock. And that's it for today. Light day for today. Tomorrow, we got JOLTS at 10, factory orders at 10. A couple of Fed speakers, but none of them are Mr. Powell. You see some Fed speakers here and some Fed speakers here. They're not Mr. Powell. So again, light day for tomorrow, Wednesday. All right, we've got international trading goods and services at 8:30. Treasury refunding announcement at 8:30. Petroleum report at 10:30, ISM services index at 10. Couple of Fed speakers, a lot of Fed speakers. Okay, but none of them are Mr. Powell. Thursday, jobless claims 8:30, productivity and cost 8:30, EIA natural gas report at 10:30. Okay, got a Fed speaker and then that's it. All right, employment situation 8:30. Got a Fed speaker, consumer sentiment at 10, and it's a new Fed speaker. I guess we got a new Fed person. New Fed speaker speaking at noon, and then probably a rig count at 1. Yes, rig count at 1. Okay, that's it for that. On the dollar, and I got that sucker here somewhere. There it is, right there on the dollar. We're in a downtrend because we broke this low. Okay, now we're probably going to come back and take out this high. That'll negate the downtrend. Okay, if we take out the high. We closed either Sunday night or Friday evening right here, right about 108.42. Now, you can see us ratcheting right back up there towards the highs. Maybe they double top it. Maybe they make a higher high. Have to watch it and see what happens. Looks like they got up here into the wick. And then the sellers took over and pushing it down. So we'll see what happens here over the next few days. Maybe they can get this thing going down with a double top. We'll see what happens. Earnings report right here for today. Platinum is supposed to report this evening. Technology, 184 billion. They're going to report, supposed to report tonight. Again, some familiar names, but nothing that's really going to move the markets. All right. Clorox, Supermicro computers, all right, Health Peak Properties, okay, tomorrow. All right, so we got Alphabet. That's Google. Got tech, big tech reporting tomorrow. Only $5 trillion between the two of them. Okay, that could move the markets. All right, got Toyota Motor Corp. Again, they're thinking about reporting tomorrow. We don't know what time yet. They may push it off. Merck, all right, $250 billion, little pharmaceuticals there. They're going to report tomorrow morning. In the evening, big tech. In the morning, pharmaceuticals. Little retail, PepsiCo, $208 billion. They're going to report in the morning. AMD, $192 billion. That's tech. They're going to report right with Google tomorrow night. All right, Amgen, $152 billion. Pretty sure that's more pharmaceuticals there. They're going to report in the evening with Alphabet, aka Google, and AMD. All right, Pfizer, $152 billion. They're going to report tomorrow morning. KKR, $148 billion tomorrow morning. UBS Financial, $123 billion is tomorrow morning as well. All right, Spotify, $108 billion tomorrow morning. Ferrari, $105 billion. They're going to report tomorrow morning. Apollo Global Management, $97 billion. Again, some familiar names. You got PayPal, BP, Chipotle, all right, Mondelez, all right, a lot of other ones, Regeneron, all right. You guys know all these, all right. Supposed to report. They're well-known name brands, but they're not going to rip the markets around. Not like a Google will, all right. That's $5 trillion. That can really move the markets, all right, if they print some really good numbers, all right. Let's take a look at Wednesday. Okay, Novo Nordisk, little pharmaceuticals there, $380 billion. I think they work on asthma. Alibaba is thinking about reporting Wednesday. It'll be tech, so it should be in the evening. Walt Disney, $205 billion. They're going to report in the morning with Novo Nordisk. All right, Qualcomm Communications, $191 billion. They're going to report in the evening, like tech. AM Holdings, going to report in the evening, $158 billion or $159 billion. ARM Holdings, so I'm not sure what they do, so I'm not even going to try. Boston Scientific, $151 billion. All right, they're going to report in the morning. Uber, $140 billion in the morning. This is all Wednesday morning, okay? TTE, looking for the P&L still. Fiserv, $122 billion in the morning. All right, so got some pretty good sized numbers here reporting in the morning on Wednesday, but nothing super huge to move the markets. All right, Thursday, Amazon is going to report. That can move the markets. $2.5 trillion basically, or thereabouts. They're going to report in the evening. Big tech usually reports in the evening. Eli Lilly, almost $1 trillion, $781 billion. They're going to report Thursday morning. All right, that could have an effect right there. It's almost $1 trillion. Sumitomo Mitsui Financial. All right, they're looking for the P&L. They're going to decide if they're going to report Thursday. AstraZeneca, more pharmaceuticals, $220 billion. Lindy Corporation, not sure, $212 billion in the morning. Philip Morris, $202 billion. Little tobacco going there. Honeywell, $145 billion. Electronic supplies. Bristol Myers, $119 billion. ConocoPhillips Petroleum, $116 billion. Intercontinental Exchange, that would be ICE, all right, $91 billion right there. Okay, so some more big ones reporting on Thursday. The big one at night. All right, Friday, nothing really notable reporting on Friday. Next Monday, you can see McDonald's, $208 billion, and Veritex Pharmaceuticals, all right, $112 billion. All right, so the big days Thursday night, we got Amazon, and then we've got Tuesday night, that's tomorrow night, okay? Google's going to report. That That could flip the markets around. We'll see what happens. All right, so there's the earnings. We did the economic calendar. We did the dollar. Let's take a look at Max Payne, and then we'll end this. All right, Max Payne for today, 604. I don't think they're getting anywhere near it, but I could be surprised. All right, put to call ratio, a little over 1 put for each call. That's it. All right, I'll take questions in the room. Yeah, futures do not look good this morning. I think I scalped $500 and I just left. I did a $500 scalp and I said I'm done. I don't have an edge. I just had an edge on the scalp. That was about it. All right, that's it, traders. I'll take questions. If not, I'm going to render this video, try to get it out there for the people. All right, I'll see you guys in about 35 minutes.